Hi, I'm Rich Caggiano. I'm running for re-election as a Southold Town Assessor. Well, I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens. I went to St. John's University, got a bachelor's and master's degree in education, got into business world, earned my MBA from a school out there, Golden Gate University. Having lived in California, there was no way we were moving back to Queens. So we wound up moving out to Southold, where my folks had a summer home. We've been there ever since. Mayor in Village of Greenport asked me to be his village administrator, and I became the village administrator at a time when Greenport wasn't doing so well. We were able to do a lot of things, accomplish a lot of things with grant money and investments, and the movie theater got built, the storefronts got revitalized, did a lot of good things. I had opportunity to move into the county, and I worked there for the Parks Department, and I was basically their budget guy. I did all the operating budgets, I did all the capital budgets, did that for several years, and then moved on to the Comptroller's office, where we did a lot of audits and stuff. So my background is basically budgeting and operations and finance. I had an opportunity several years ago when Darlene Duffy, who was my predecessor, retired in the middle of her term. Opportunity to finish the last two terms. I was asked if I would be interested, and I was. And fortunately, voters agreed, and I got elected, and I has been the assessor for the last 2 years. And I look forward to doing another 4 years. My family. You know, I've been married to Susan for 43 years. We have 3 of the best kids in the world. They all live here. They all get along together. We have a great family, and that's always bottom line. You know, it's your family. That's what counts. And professionally, we were, you know, I was fortunately in positions where we had people who wanted to see things get done. I was part of that, getting things changed. And that's a real good feeling, that you actually can see, wow, that used to be a broken down old building. Now it's rehabilitated and there's a family living there. And that's why I enjoy, to the extent, being in the public life, because you can actually see things that make a difference in people's lives, in the town that you live in. Well, I've been doing it for 2 years, and I think I've been successful doing it. My background, my experience, and all of that is conducive to the type of work. I like helping people who come in with issues that we can resolve the issues. Sometimes they're happy and sometimes they're not so happy, but at least they're resolved. I think the bottom line is that my background is conducive to the type of work that an assessor does. An assessor is basically an administrator. We don't legislate. The New York State Office of Real Property Services is the one who sets the rules, sets the laws, the regulations, and they say to all the towns out there, okay guys, here it is, go do it. And so we have very little discretion in most things that assessors do. And so having a background of almost 20 years in government, I know how that works. I know how to administer, I know how to be a manager of things, and I think that's important. Plus I have an MBA, which, you know, is the theoretical part. Right now we're very heavily paper oriented. We have lots and lots of paper and lots of file cabinets. I think if we can take some of that stuff and either digitalize it or put it on, you know, a computer system or some electronic type of system where it's easily more accessible, it's less likely to be lost, stolen, destroyed, or whatever else, I think that would be a thing that we could move forward with. Unfortunately, the way it is today with budgets and tax caps and everything, the funding for that isn't necessarily going to be there anytime soon. And it's a difficult to try to find that money. So that's one of the things I think that our assessor's office could move forward with as an improvement. Well, I think if you just look at the facts, you know, my background and my experience, I do have an MBA in management, and this is a managerial, administrative type of job. I have those abilities, those skills, and I've had them, you know, I've done this for 20 years in the governmental sector. It's essential that you're able to relate to people, to talk to people, to be able to take someone who comes to the counter and is ready to jump down your throat and rip your lungs out because they're upset about something, and be able to get them into a calm state of mind, sit them down, and go through whatever issue they have. And sometimes you're successful, sometimes you're not so successful, but at least you've gotten people to understand, someone's willing to listen to what you got to say. There's also out there, these various reduction services have come into being. and I'm sure you've gotten them, and everybody in town has gotten these notices, sign up with us, we get your assessment reduced, cost you nothing unless we're successful. Well, those folks don't do anything more than you as an individual can do yourself by simply coming into our office and sitting with an assessor and saying, listen, I think I'm overassessed, I'd like you to take a look at it. And we will do that at no cost, no obligation. We will sit down and do exactly what the assessment services do. We will find comps, sales in the area, we'll look at those sales, we'll compare them to your house, we'll come up with a number. We'll tell you that number. If you agree it's a good number, we make the change. Done deal, you walk away happy. If we can't change the number, we'll say, I'm sorry, this is a pretty good, fair evaluation of what your property is. And we can't do anything. Right. If you don't like that, you can go to the grievance board, which is held every May, and make your case before them. Again, at no cost. It doesn't cost you a dime. In many cases, the reduction companies do exactly the same thing. Matter of fact, they'll probably use the same comps that we use to determine assessment that they would use to determine assessment. So we do the exact same thing that they do. The difference is you can come to us and we'll do it at no cost to you.